What's up, everybody? Coach Ceelo here, and welcome to podcast 33 of the No Bullshit Six-Figure Sales Podcast. And I've got something special for you guys today. Today, we're going to be talking about leveling up. So you're in sales. You made that decision a while ago or maybe recently, and you want to level up. You're a business owner. You're an entrepreneur. You haven't cracked six figures yet, or you're wanting to be more consistent at six figures. So what's next? Well, it's time to level up. And to do that, you've got to be able to level up in two different fields, all right? You've got mindset and you've got competency. And you got to bring them both up so that you can be at that level consistency. Now, before any of that, though, there are 5 questions you need to ask yourself. I go into depth on this in my second podcast, so I'm going to link it to the description below. Just check out the description, and you'll have a link to my second podcast where I talk about these 5 questions. But basically, what you're asking yourself really is just, are you in the right industry and in the right company to make it happen? So assuming that the answer is yes, then it's time to do the 7 things to level up your game and take this action and take this into your own hands, right? So number 1, every morning, do a checkup from the neck up, right? Did you wake up ready to take on the world, full of energy, full of excitement? And you absolutely know, every morning, the minute that I get up, before my feet touch the ground, I already know the energy level I'm going to have that morning. And so you have to be honest with yourself. I am ready to take on the world, or is it, I want another 15 minutes of sleep? You got to ask yourself this, Now, if you don't have that energy and that excitement there, then immediately listen to some audios or favorite music or look at a dream board. Everything starts with the mental attitude and the vibe. And how you begin the day is how it's called priming the day. You have to prime the day so that you've got everything set up. Number 2, keep a journal of how you woke up and what you did the day before. So I want you to really think about, all right, did I wake up wanting to eat the world alive? Or am I just like low energy, not feeling like doing anything? Obviously, you have to change that. But the next thing is you want to journal it because you want to know what you may or may not have, done to produce that energy level and mindset that you've got this morning so that you can continue to do more of what works and remove what doesn't. Number 3, do your prep. Go to the gym. Have a good breakfast. Meditate. Whatever it takes to get you in that prime condition to be at your best. Number 4, your first presentation of the day lays the groundwork. So bring your A game and look and feel your best. Now, the next 30 to 90 minutes are the most important 30 to 90 minutes of your life. And the person in front of you is the most important person in the world. Make sure that you make them feel that way. So what that means is forget about everything else that's going on. Forget about every worry, every care, and the next 30 to 90 minutes is the most important moment in your life. And that person that's sitting across from you or that is on that Zoom presentation is the most important person in the world. And pay attention to it like it is and treat it like it is so that you've got your A game there. As soon as you're done, number 5, immediately journal it. Now, some of you can be old school and you can have a beautiful journal where you write this stuff down, but hell, and I prefer you do handwrite it because something happens neurologically with your brain when you're literally writing things. You're thinking it and you're reading it and you're writing it. It's very important. But I mean, worst case scenario, just do it in the notes on your phone, but have a separate section just for journaling, right? So immediately when you're done, while everything is still fresh in your head, I want you to journal who the prospect was. So what I mean by who they were is what's the story behind them, right? Why they bought or why they didn't buy, and what you could have done better next time. Super important. Because that way, the next time that you have somebody in that same industry, with that same story, with those same objections, if you had something that worked, you know exactly what's going to work next time. And if you didn't have something that worked, you're already forcing yourself to come up with a few reasons or a few things that you can do differently. And then next time, if that works, great, you journal it. If it didn't, okay, you come up with a few others. And that's how you end up leveling up. Number 6, if you made a sale, celebrate your win. Anchor it in, reinforce it. The vision of yourself being a winner is super important. It doesn't matter how you anchor it in. I've got videos that talk about that. If not, maybe I'll do a podcast on that another day. But I'm just saying, make a mental groove. Make that a memory. Take that in. Yes, I just made a $50,000 sale. I just made a $10,000 sale. I just made a $5,000. Yes. And then make it a mental groove. Remember that. Enjoy it. Lock that in. And then sandwich it in, tie it in with some of the other great wins that you've had that week, that month, that year, and in your lifetime. Because what you're doing is you are cementing the fact that you are a winner, that you are the type of person that gets results, and that becomes part of your identity. You know, you guys, I'm always talking about identity, right? Number 7, maximize your B time. What the hell's B time? All right. So A time is income producing activity. So there's only 2 types of activities: income producing activities and non-income producing activities. And obviously, income producing activities are way more important than non-income producing activities. But in a business, there are still non-income producing activities that are sales support that are important and still have to get done, right? So B time, like I said, is non-income producing. Stay in the A time as much as possible. And if you happen to be in B time, use it for moving appointments up. So take later appointments for the day, later appointments for the week, later appointments for the month, and see if you can bring them up into your A time. Because what you're doing is you're converting your B time into A time. So let's say that I'm in B time right now, be it for whatever reason it be. Maybe I didn't have any appointments scheduled for right now. Maybe I did and they canceled. Maybe I finished a presentation sooner than I expected to. Whatever the reason is, you've realized that you are in quote unquote B time. The very first thing that you should do, your very first priority, is to take that B time and turn it into A time if you can. And so how do you do that? Well, real simple. Give them a call. Give somebody a call. Call somebody who you have an appointment with later on today or later on this week or later on this month even. Send them a text and say, hey, I just had an unexpected moment pop up in my calendar. I was wondering, are you available? Would you like to knock this out right now? It doesn't hurt to ask. And I promise you, if you do a few of those, there's always going to be one, because there are people that are productive that want to do the same thing that you do. And if we can knock it out right now, let's knock it out right now. And what you just did is you took that B time, turned it into A time, income producing activity. Bingo, we're in the money. All right. Use your B time to study your product, to study your industry, or to study your sales techniques. So, rule number 1, A time is gone. You're on B time. Rule number 1, if you can turn B time into A time, great. Rule number 2, or priority number 2, if you can't turn the B time into A time, then use it to level up the things that are going to make your A time more productive. So, getting to know the product better, getting to know the industry better, getting to know the company better. And if all of those you've got locked down, which you should always be able to find something, but anyway, then lock in your sales techniques, different things that you can learn in sales, watch videos on sales, watch my podcast, watch other things, whatever. things that will make you more productive when you are in A time. And at worst, if you can't turn your B time into A time, if you can't use the B time for sharpening that axe, in the product, in the company, in the industry, or in yourself in terms of, your sales proficiency, well, then at minimum, make B time for personal development so you're growing and working on your psychology and your attitude. That's still perfectly okay. I put it as third on the list just because of the priority, right? Priority number 1 is make money. Priority number 2 is do things that will help you make more money. But then priority number 3 is make sure that you're growing into the kind of person that will then consistently keep that money, right? So that personal growth will get you and will actually keep you in the places. Remember how I'm always ending my podcast saying I help people, break through, attain, and maintain 6 figures. Well, the attain is breaking through, but the maintain is going to be the mindset. And so work on things that have to do with your mindset and your psychology. Watch podcasts on sales psychology, watch podcasts on entrepreneurship, watch podcasts on winning, read books that have to do with all of that kind of stuff that'll level you up. Now, don't go down the rabbit hole so deep, though, that you end up scrolling yourself to death or you end up watching a 3-hour TED Talks or something, and then now you've lost valuable B time, because that's just one nick above doom scrolling, right? I mean, it's not doom scrolling because it's still stuff that's positive, but just make sure that you don't fall into making it entertainment. You want it to be education. So everything I just said seems real simple, right? Let's go over that, all right? So here are the 7 things I just mentioned that you can do immediately to start leveling up. Number 1, every morning, do a checkup from the neck up. Did you wake up ready to take on the world? Are you full of energy and excitement? And if not, immediately do things that will get you that way. Number 2, keep a journal of how you woke up so that you understand what actions did you take yesterday that got you to wake up to the way that you did this morning. Number 3, prep. Go to the gym, have a good breakfast, meditate, yada, yada, yada. Number 4, first presentation that you do is the most important presentation. So you want to make sure that you are 100% set up for that, right? Remember, those 30 to 90 minutes are the most important minutes in the world, and the person in front of you is the most important person in the world, and make sure you make them feel that way. Number 5, immediately journal. What's the story around that person? Who were they? Did they buy? Did they not buy? Why did they buy or not buy? And what could you have done better next time? Number 6, if you made a sale, celebrate the win, but more importantly, lock it in, anchor it in, and tie it in to all of your other past sales and everything else in your identity that reminds you of why you're a winner, right? And I think I forgot to mention this before. If it wasn't a win, then learn to take the L. And when I mean L, I don't mean the loss. I mean the lesson. View it from every time you do something, it's either a win or a lesson. And if it's a lesson, learn from the L. And that's exactly what you're doing when you're journaling it anyway. So learn from it, take it in, journal it, and then gone. Next, you're ready. Time to keep going. And then number 7, maximize your B time. Like I said, the 3 priorities. If you're not in A time, make sure you turn the B time into A time by moving up appointments that'll give you space and it'll give you time to do it. The other one is to work on your industry, on your product, on your company, and then on yourself in terms of sales. And then the very, very last one is to work on yourself in terms of personal development, right? So, like I said, it seems real simple, but here's a question for you. When was the last time you were disciplined enough to do exactly what I just said for a whole week? How about for a whole month? Guys, you do this and you're going to win. Believe me. There are other things you can do to level up. Some are free. Others could cost you several $1,000s. But if you just do the ones that I've mentioned here, you're going to be way ahead of the pack. Now, if you're interested in going deeper, like I said, check out the link that we put below in the description. It's this very second podcast I ever did, which talks about that. But guys, my name is Coach Ceelo, and I have helped thousands of salespeople break through, reach, attain, and maintain six figures. You keep listening to me, you'll be the next.